We're Malin and Johan, a Swedish couple that have been sailing full-time since 2016. After 3.5 years of sailing, we welcomed our daughter Vera on board. Most recently, we bought a farm in Sweden where we're going to build our dream boat ourselves from scratch. Welcome aboard and please subscribe for weekly episodes.
The windows for the barn arrived, but unfortunately 2 were broken. So annoying. It will take them probably another 3 weeks to make another one. And actually, it was not only this panel, there was a small panel that was stacked against this as well. That one was also broken. So half of the glass was broken. This one looks okay, and the small panel as well that were on this side. Yeah, but other from the glass being broken, I think this looks fantastic. It will be really nice when I get this in the wall. Another thing that arrived was the diesel heater, and that was in working order. So today I'm trying out our new diesel heater that we'll use for the days when we need to get the temperature up in here, when we're using epoxy. And this unit is on 30 kilowatts. It will consume around 2.2 liters an hour at full capacity. Obviously this is a pretty expensive way to heat an area up, but it was the easiest way to get the heat source in here quickly. And it's cheaper than using propane. And the good thing with this one is that it has the chimney outside, so no diesel fumes will come in here. And it has a heat exchanger, so it's only the hot air that reaches the area in here. And there's also a thermostat on the wall over there, so when it reaches the set temperature, it will stop. So I think this will be a pretty good way to just quickly raise the temperature when you're gluing or using epoxy. I'm on my way over to Denmark to meet Ulf today, and today we're going to talk about and look into the layout of the boat and decide where the different areas of the boat are going to be situated, so we can finalize the design and start preparing the drawings really, I think. So there's still a lot to do before the design is ready.
Så vad det blir däck eller vad, alltså ja, däcket kommer på, det har vi så lyft lite grann. Så han...
Ja, men 1,90 där.
Vi ska ha, ja, och där vill jag säga däckstjockleken blir ju som 85 centimeter och det får...
I värsta fall så skulle man kunna stjäla lite. It's been a really great day today with Ulf. We have finalized all of the bigger things in the design process. All of the compromises that I needed that we probably would have to take are now done, but in a good way. It feels good. Most of the things in the design that we wanted to have there are still in the design, so that feels really good. And I think we found, how do you say, a good middle ground of most of the things. Finally, I'm doing the last preparations in order to paint the floor. So that's it. The whole floor is vacuumed and pretty dust-free, ready for the first layer of epoxy paint. The area in here is around 150 square meters. And I have 9 buckets like this of epoxy paint, and that should be enough for 2 layers in here. So yeah, it will take some time, that's for sure. So I'm about halfway now on the first layer, and yeah, for a while there I was a bit worried that the paint wouldn't, that I didn't have enough paint, because this floor, it sucks a lot of paint, it's very dry. So right now it looks like I'll have to use 5 buckets for the first layer, and then I think I will be okay with 4 buckets for the second layer. So I'll finish this tonight, the first layer, and then I have to do the second layer within 24 hours. So it's been 18 hours since I put the first layer on here. I'll do the second layer now. And yeah, I have to say it looks okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it will be after the second layer. The problem with the first layer was that it was really patchy on how much the concrete sucked in of the paint. So it's a bit uneven. But I think that will be a lot better now with the second layer. Yeah, some of you might wonder why we put paint on this floor. Do we really need that to build a boat in here? And I guess the answer is no, we don't actually need it. But it will make it a lot easier to clean the floor, keep the dust, because the concrete floor was pretty dusty. And also it will be a nice environment to film in. Bit lighter with this color on the floor. For those of you who wonder, this paint is water-based. It's a water-based epoxy paint, so you don't really need any breathing protection. It doesn't smell anything. It was pretty cold last night. The temperature went down to 5 Celsius, so I had to put on the diesel heater for a few hours just to get the paint to dry. It needs to be at least 10 degrees Celsius for this paint to fully cure. So I have it on now. And I guess I'll keep that on for a few hours this evening as well. It looks like it's going to be pretty cold this night as well.
I came in here and I was like, what is that on the floor? It looks like a little pig from this side. But it's just the insulation foam.
Yeah, I dropped some.
The floor looks... Det är skum. Foam.
What do you think about the floor?
the floor looks great. It's so much brighter here now, and it's completely different surface. A little bit shiny, so it'll be easier to clean. Känner du? So another thing to check off on the to-do list for preparing the barn. And now we will do the last bit of the wall here with the insulation paper. Yeah. Oh. So we have to wait another couple of weeks until we can put in the new windows. They called us today and said they have now ordered 2 new windows, but it will take 2 to 3 weeks until they arrive. So I have to do some other stuff in the meantime. Där, har du ritat där? Va? Finally, we have wind protection in this whole part of the barn, except from the big barn doors. I mean, these ones will be exchanged for windows, and over there we will find some solution. And we also decided to not use the straw that is up on the loft to insulate the barn, because it smelled a little bit of mold, and it also raises the fire hazard. So we will leave it like this for now, and then we'll see as we get further into winter if we need anything else. We're thinking of ending this video by answering some of the questions that we've got lately.
And we're so happy that so many of you guys have been getting in touch with us and asking if you can come and help us out building Round 3. That's just amazing, really.
Yeah, it's almost like a little overwhelming because there's been so many from all over the world.
Yeah.
And we just want to say sorry for that we haven't been able to answer all of you guys.
Yeah, but we have saved all of those emails and contacts, and we will get back to you when the time comes. We just didn't have the time to do it right now, but we will, we promise.
And it's going to be so interesting to be able to have people here from different places with different expertise, and to be able to incorporate that in the videos, and we will get some new knowledge, and I think it will be interesting to watch as well. Another question that some of you guys have asked is, why don't we just buy a new boat, or why don't we buy a second-hand hull or boat and renovate it? Yeah. Well, first off is that we cannot afford to buy a custom-built boat just the way we want it. Those numbers are way above like buying a normal production boat. Yeah. And we want to build our dream boat and put in all the design features and details and specifics that we have and that we've got to experience during the years.
Yeah. And when it comes to renovating an old boat, that was definitely on the table from the beginning. Just taking an old hull, throw everything out, and just remodel or renovate it and make it our boat. But then again, we want to have the full design process, because a boat, everything is kind of tied together on a boat. So if we would have taken an old hull and put a deck house on that, and that would affect how suitable that boat will really be in the end. And either way, we would need to put in a lot of hours in a project like this. And sometimes some things in life isn't the most easy path to take, but we decide to do them anyway. And I guess this is one of those things. There is easier way to do this, but than starting from scratch and building this boat. But I kind of, it's a dream for me and now for Malin as well, to build our own boat from scratch. And the whole design process of, thinking how the line should be on the hull.
Yeah. What type of hull we're gonna have?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a fast one, a more roomy, spacious one? All of those things we have now thought about and decided, and that wouldn't have been possible if we would have bought like an already made hull.
Yeah.
So everything, as you said, is tied together. The type of hull we want decides also what the interior is going to be like, and we want to just be a part of all of that.
Yeah, and then of course you can never know in the end if it was the right decision, but it feels like it now.
Yeah, and I think the most important is that we just want to have the whole process from scratch, from the beginning and to the end.
Yes.
The last question is where we're at the moment in the building process.
Yeah, we haven't started the building process at all really, but we're still in the middle of the design process. My visit to Ulf this week was really interesting, and we have now decided on the layout of the boat. But more about that next week. And also, so where we are right now, we need to put up some numbers to give to Ulf, some weight numbers about the gear that we want to have in the boat and where inside the boat we want to have that. So he can make some calculations on the boat and how suitable the hull form is for those weights. So that's a little bit what we're working with right now. How heavy the engine is going to be, how we're going to have a dive compressor, and where in the boat is it going to sit, how big fuel tanks do we want to have, or batteries, it's all of that, all the weights, and try to get those numbers as exact as possible. Some of it is a bit of a guesswork, but the better job we do on that, the better the end result will be.
So we're thinking about next video that will be about talking about the set design and layout for the boat that we have come up with now, and show you some 3D renderings maybe of the outside and maybe the inside as well. And I can tell you it looks really, really cool. Yeah. We got to see the outside layout yesterday, and
not in 3D, but it looks. I think it looks so really nice. So don't miss next week's episode, where we hopefully can present 3D model of the boat.
Thanks for watching, and see you then.
Yeah. Bye bye.